What's up everyone, Vu of Vu Films, back with another video. And yes, it's been quite a while since my last video, and the reason being is because I've been sick. I still am sick. My voice has been jacked up, and it's very hard for me to do a continuous talking head video without coughing ridiculously for 2-3 minutes straight. So there's that. And no, I know what you're thinking. You're looking at my last name and you're thinking, wow, this guy's last name is Nguyen. He's Vietnamese, which means his throat is probably jacked up from all of those happy endings. First of all, yes, I'm Vietnamese. Second of all, I am not gay. And third of all, I do not have a nickname of Ling Ling like most of those masseuses in those happy ending parlors. Don't ask me how I know that. With those facts in mind, I'm here to tell you that Freewell has released their own travel tripod. Yes, Freewell, a company known for making filters and things of that nature, decided to make a tripod. And yes, I have plenty of other travel tripods and I've reviewed many on this channel. But the reason why I decided to try out Freewell's tripod is because I have a lot of respect for Freewell. They make awesome filters, very innovative stuff, and I figured they would do the same thing with their tripod. And in my opinion, they did exactly that. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys who watch my channel also already have travel tripods, and you probably deem it is unnecessary for you to upgrade, which is completely understandable, and I agree with that. But there's some of you who probably haven't gotten a travel tripod yet, because the only brand you might know of is Peak Design. And Peak Design's travel tripod is $600 for the carbon fiber model, which is a complete waste of money in my opinion. And a lot of other dudes, just for some reason, don't trust travel tripods, and they're shooting with their Sony FX3s and their other small mirrorless type cameras, lugging around these type of tripods. A lot of these other videographers are carrying around tripods the size of this. Look at the immense size difference between the Freewell travel tripod and pretty much any other travel tripod to this massive, to say it properly, sticks, whatever these videographers want to call these to seem like they're professional or something. If you have a problem with me saying tripod instead of sticks, let me know in the comments below after you found your penis. I'll wait. But here's the deal, okay? There are no perfect travel tripods. There's no perfect anything out there. There's always a downside to everything, and Freewell tried to be as versatile as they can with this tripod. And don't get me wrong, it's built very well, and there's certain things that has already been done before, but there's some things that is new with the Freewell tripod, and I'm going to try to go over some of these with you right now. This is the lightest true video travel tripod in the market that is usable. I don't know any other, travel tripods out there. I'm sure there's other small ones, but I'm talking about usable, high quality tripod. It is the lightest. It comes in just under 2 pounds, and it is a true video tripod because the head has a fluid pan and a fluid tilting head, which is also very compact. Now, I am a trash D-bag YouTuber who a lot of times just talks about stuff and not really go into specs. And to be quite honest, in this video, I was about to just be like, hey, look, this tripod is pretty much the same weight as all the other travel tripods. And, you can't really feel a difference or whatever. But you know what? I decided to be a little extra and go over some of the specs. So as far as I know, again, this is 1.984 pounds. So it's under 2 pounds. I am in the USA. So sorry to the rest of the world using metric system. I'm not about to convert that for you, so you could do a Google search or whatever. There's the Ulanzi 0Y, which I also have. Great tripod. It is 2.4 pounds. Ulanzi also has another travel tripod, which is the TT09, which is actually at a staggering 3.31 pounds. Ulanzi has again, another travel tripod, and that one is the Ulanzi Photo Pro one, which is actually quite similar to this in some ways. It is 2.38 pounds, and Sue has a tripod that is also similar to kind of how Freewell has their tripod. That one is 2.09 pounds, and there is another tripod that is going to be releasing in the next couple weeks, which I will be doing a review on, but I just can't talk about right now in this video. That one is going to be 2.86 pounds. Now, Sue at 2.09 pounds comes closest in terms of weight, but it is also thicker when it's collapsed. It's like wider overall, so there's that. And to be quite honest, that amount of weight is not too much. I could see it maybe affecting you if you're going backpacking for a really, really long time. But other than that, if you are either one, a weak piece of trash, or if you're a dude on estrogen hormones, this shouldn't be that heavy. Or any of the other tripods for that matter. It shouldn't be that heavy at all. So there's that. So the first thing is, this thing releases itself really quickly. It just takes one twist and then it just goes all the way down. The legs are really quickly and easily released. And I'm sure you have seen this system before in other tripods, such as the Ulanzi Photo Pro tripod. Now, is it faster than the standard flip locking legs? It depends. If you are setting this up on a completely flat surface, let's say indoors inside a studio or something like that, yes, it is faster. But when you're out and about on uneven ground, a field, whatever, it is not really faster. And the reason being is because when you set your tripod down outside on uneven ground, you don't just sit there and just release all the legs all the way to the bottom. Maybe you do to start off, but then after that, to be sure your tripod is stable, you're gonna have to do some adjustments to those legs after the fact. And in my opinion, flip locking legs, such as the one on this Ulanzi tripod, is just simpler to adjust the individual sections to be able to get the tripod nice and level. Again, I know you could level the camera right here using the head, but I'm saying you can't do it all the time, especially if you're on a hill. You're gonna have to like adjust the legs first, because you can't just adjust this because your tripod might tip over or something like that. The way you have to adjust this one is after you have it set, you're gonna have to twist this, kind of move it up like this, and then untwist it back. I feel like when you're out there filming, it is just a little bit more cumbersome and it's easier to do it with the flip lock. And this is from my personal experience of filming myself for my fishing YouTube channel. And I use travel tripods for doing that kind of stuff. And that has just been my experience, is that flip locking legs are just easier to do those micro adjustments to those legs after the fact. Another downside of these type of designs is that you do not have spikes. Okay, there's no spike attachment or anything like that. So you're limited to areas where you do not need spikes. So if you're like me, you're out there going fishing on like a stream or something and you want to put your tripod in the stream, you're not going to be able to do that properly with this because there's no spikes to spike down into the ground. Whereas all the other travel tripods that have flip lock legs, they usually come with a set of spikes. So that is something for you to consider. So that is that. Now, the most innovative thing, in my opinion, about this tripod is its head, okay? Yes, it is the lightest one out there, and it also remains a nice thin water bottle-like thickness. Carbon fiber, all high quality stuff. It even comes with its own made in China condom pouch where it fits nicely inside for you to carry around if needed. With that said, let's get down to some of the nitty-gritty stuff about this before I go deep dive onto the tripod head. This little leg here, one of them, you could actually completely detach from the tripod itself, and now you have a monopod, like so. Many uses for this monopod. Obviously, you could use it as a monopod to help you get quick, stable shots as needed without having to whip out the entire tripod. You can use this as a stick to fend off would-be camera thieves. You just pound them like this with it. Or you could impress ladies by sticking this inside your pants so that it looks like you have a very long bulge, even though your penis is probably non-existent, like mine. I'm gonna go ahead and screw this back on and not talk about that any further. So there you have it. There's also this little separate piece here that you can connect to the leg so that you could carry, you know, this little Allen key for, I'm not sure what adjustment you're gonna be making with this size Allen key, but yeah, it's kind of magnetic, but to be honest, quite honest with you, as you're carrying around, this thing's gonna pop right out, and I am pretty sure this Allen key will be lost forever. So that's just my opinion on these magnetic Allen key holders that a lot of these camera cages have. They're gonna end up falling out. And I think Freewell could have done a little better job of figuring out where to put something like this. They could have had it kind of like built into the head somewhere where you don't need this attachment here. I believe you can put a Apple AirTag right outside here where thieves can notice it in plain sight and remove it and throw it away after they have stolen your tripod. Anyways, this could be removable so it doesn't, you know, get in the way of anything. So there's that. Yeah, other than that, I mean, very nice tripod. This thing you could hang, you know, a backpack on here to keep it, you know, some weight and give it added stability. And this little thing twists off, and inside it is another smaller Allen key for you to use. So there's that. Allen keys everywhere for you to use. And with that said, let's just go ahead and start talking about this head here. First of all, this is a standard Arca Swiss head, which means it takes a standard Arca Swiss plate. So this little adjustment knob here, you adjust it from the inside and the head will loosen up and you could take it off. I use Falcam F38 quick release plates, and those plates are supposed to fit Arca Swiss quick release plate systems. Now, the only issue is, for some reason, it doesn't quite fit right. So the one issue here is like there's this little knob here that's supposed to be like a safeguard. And if I want to use my Falcam F38 quick release plates, I would have to install one of these base plates to this tripod. And the problem is, because that little notch is there, I can't really put this base plate on here at all because that knob blocks it. When you use the F38 on this Arca Swiss plate, it doesn't get tight enough, which means after you tighten it all the way down, the camera still moves around, which kind of sucks. But luckily, in this case, my FX3 here has the Falcam cage in it, and the cage actually has the F22 plate built into it as well. And as you can see, it fits decently enough, but it's still not perfect, and it might be your best bet to get a legit Arca Swiss plate to use with this Freewell tripod, which is an issue if you're already in, you know, a system like F38 or something. It's kind of troubling to have to do all of that. So, but if you don't use F38 and you're happy with the Arca Swiss setup, then hey, this will be good to go for you. And you could also use the Arca Swiss plate that comes with this tripod. Now, this tripod head is unique in the sense where there's multiple ways to pan. You could pan here at the bottom of the tripod, and you could also pan at the top of the tripod by just releasing the red portion of this little knob. The black portion is to release the plate. The red is to release the panning situation of the top. Now, when you do this, in my opinion, you're gonna have to be careful, because when you're loosening the pan here, you don't want to accidentally also loosen the plate. Next thing you know, your camera goes flying off the tripod when you pick up the tripod. So things like that could happen, you know? So just be aware that the red is for the pan and the black part is for the plate. So there it is. It's a nice, smooth panning head at the top and at the bottom. And to adjust the leveling of the tripod quickly, especially on like relatively level ground, maybe there's some imperfections here and there keeping the camera from leveling, you could actually just release this little knob here, and then you have complete like 360 degrees worth of adjustment to level your camera to your heart's desire. And another very innovative thing that Freewell did here was to tilt, you just use the handle. So you twist the handle and now you could freely tilt the camera up and down very smoothly, very fluidly. Now, this one is different than most tilting tripod heads because once you tilt the area, it just stays there and you lock it down. Other tilting video heads has like a little bit of hydraulic built into it, which means when you tilt it down and you don't tighten it, the head will return to where it was coming from. So as you can see how there's like a bounce to this Ulanzi tripod head. So yeah, it's a fluid head, give you some tension, but then it will bounce back to where it goes. So that is something to look into if you're concerned about that. I don't really think it matters. So some of you probably wonder, why is Freewell including two panning situations for you? The reason is it makes it easier for you TikTok D-bags to film vertical shit footage. What I mean by that is you can set up your camera here and then be able to do vertical footage really quickly without having to install multiple plates on your camera. So say I was shooting a regular ass video that most true non-debag videographers would shoot, which is horizontal landscape 16:9 type of video. And then because I'm a poor piece of trash and some small business person is like, hey man, can you come over here and help me film a promo for my dumb TikTok, but I want it filmed vertical? And you're like, oh crap, I don't feel like removing my bottom base plate, putting it over here or whatever, or you don't have a cage that has like a base plate on both sides or whatever. You could actually just take your tripod and tilt it downwards like so, yeah, lock it down, and then twist the top pan it to where you need to go. Obviously first, probably gotta lift this up to get out the way, but yeah, pan it to where it has to go. You lock it down like so. Now it is straight up vertical mode. And of course, you can still pan because the main pan is at the bottom. So now you can sit here and pan and do all of these douchebaggy pans with your vertical footage very quickly, very easily, right on your tripod. And then when you decide to be a real videographer again, you could simply just tilt this thing back up to where it needs to be, yeah? And then, of course, just pan this to the right side. Now you're back to being a filmmaker, cinematographer, douchebag. And to be quite honest, if you're one of those, I don't even know why you have a travel tripod. You should be using the gigantic other tripod, even though your camera is as small as your ball sack. So, very versatile, very small, very lightweight, very quick to set up. First time in my life I've ever heard of anything that is small and quick, and that being a good thing, because I am small and quick in the bedroom, and the only good thing that came out of that is my two beautiful kids, but that is neither here nor there. That's just an unfortunate situation of my life, being an Asian man with slanted eyes. But thankfully, this is a real beard, and I was able to grow a beard so I don't look like I'm a member of some Korean band, BTS, or some shit like that. So, yeah, this is the new Freewell travel tripod. High quality, made with nice carbon fiber materials. Lightweight, can handle a lot of weight. Pretty much, as long as you have a mirrorless camera, this is a pretty heavy setup. This is a 1635 G Master Mark II, and it held just fine. So yeah, this thing could handle quite a bit. It gets pretty tall. It is, but all in all, very impressed. And if you'd like to make a purchase on this travel tripod, links in the description below. The price of this tripod is $299, but right now, for a limited time, I don't know when you're watching this video, but at launch it will be on sale for $249 for, I guess, the next month or so. So keep an eye out on that if you want. Keep an eye on that if you're interested in buying this tripod. Again, links are in the description below. If you buy it off my link, obviously I get some commission, and it'll help me continue to make these videos. And so one day I can open a nail salon, which is a dream of every Vietnamese individual. If you have any other questions, please go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you think of this tripod, and I appreciate you watching this far. As always, until next time, lighten up. Lighten up your tripod. Quit carrying around these big ass tripods or sticks or whatever when you're using small ass cameras. There's absolutely no reason for that. I'm filming this camera right now with the other travel tripod that I'm going to review in a couple weeks. And has it moved? Has it shook? Is it not stable? Of course not. So if you're there filming for some corporate gig, why are you bringing a big ass tripod other than the fact that you're trying to compensate for your lack of skill and talent? So you have to display this big ass tripod for your client to think that you're actually worth anything. But again, that is neither here nor there. I guess that's the way the world is, right? You always got to present yourself a certain way, even though you are not like that. So, till next time, lighten up.
Hey man, it's time for you to switch. Bro, for the 100th time, I am not talking about this gender crap with you again. I'm a man, will forever be a man. I am not switching. No man, I talk about you switch from Sony to Canon. I am a Sony shooter. I will never switch to Canon. Canon R8 just came out. It have 4K 60 10-bit, only $1,500. Bro, I already have 4K 60 10-bit. A7S III, FX3. But Canon Color Science is the best. You need to at least do the conversion LUT for your Sony track color. Again, I don't care about your color science bullcrap. Let me show you. Oh my god. It's now a Canon camera. Dude, a label and a conversion LUT doesn't make it a Canon camera. You need to get canceled, you switch phobic.